Good day everyone. We are here to present our outline proposal together with my partner, James Lawrence L. Llamos. So our study is entitled Cyberbullying Experiences and Self-Esteem Among Criminology Students of University of Mindanao. We came up this study because in these days of pandemic, where all actions are limited in order to maintain safetyness of everyone, education was deeply affected because the normal mode of going on in schools and face-to-face classes was now prohibited. To cope up with the wasted time for students to learn, many modes of learning were introduced to let the students learn in new normal basis. This includes the online learning. The students use cell phones, laptops, and other gadgets to learn. Therefore, students are always active online. So, this research is mainly created to know and understand the cyberbullying cases in new normal mode of learning. So next is the statement of the problem. The main focus of this study is to determine the causes and effects of cyberbullying to students and to determine the level of self-esteem of bullied students in the University of Mindanao. Next is research questions. Specifically, it will answer the following questions. So first, to determine the causes and effects of cyberbullying in terms of age, races, physical appearance, peer, personal background history, and psychological trauma. Number 2 is to determine the level of self-esteem in terms of past experiences, age, gender, race or tribe, and intelligence. And the number 3, to determine the correlation between the causes and effects of cyberbullying and self-esteem of students of criminology students in the University of Mindanao. Next, objectives of the study. This study aims to establish the relationship between the causes and effects of cyberbullying and the level of self-esteem of the students in the University of Mindanao. It is to determine if the cyberbullying really affects the self-esteem of students studying criminology in the university. The finding of this study will be beneficial in finding ways to suppress the cases of cyberbullying in the university. Next is the significance of the study. This study will be significant most especially to the students at University of Mindanao, school administrators, professors, criminology students, and future researchers that can benefit this study by giving them a scope about the correlation of the cause and effects of cyberbullying to criminology students and the level of self-esteem. In addition, it can be broaden the knowledge of criminology practitioners on how the variables used in the study correlate with each other. Next is scope and delimitation of the study. This study is beneficial to the following personalities. First, the criminology students of University of Mindanao. They will benefit from this study because of the knowledge about how cyberbullying would take place and on how to avoid being bullied. Second, the school administrators, faculty, and staff, they will be aware of the issues and concerns with regards to have events that is happening inside the university, and so they can make interventions and steps to prevent or suppress the said issue. Lastly, are for our fellow researchers, that this study may serve as a guide or basis for their research. They may also use this study to update the contents of this study regarding cyberbullying and its effect to the self-esteem of the criminology students that are being bullied.
Okay, let's proceed to respondents of the study. Participants. Since this research involves cyberbullying in the school premises and the effect of this to the self-esteem of the students, The respondents of the study will be Cremillo students in the University of Mindanao, Matina campus, and they will be chosen through the systematic stratified random sampling method. Moreover, there is a total population of 2,700 students as possible respondents. Using the said sampling method, minimum of 50 Cremillo students will be utilized as the respondents of the study. Materials or instruments. The research instruments that will be utilized by a researcher is an adapted modified survey questionnaire from Rosenberg Self-Esteem Scale, Mark and Ratelife Survey. The researcher will be modified the existing survey questionnaire with the assistance of the researcher advisor. The survey questionnaire will be divided into two parts. The first is the demographic profile of respondents. The second part will be question about their experiences being bullied and about their self-esteem. After modified the questionnaire, it will be submitted to the validators of the content validation. Furthermore, the respondents of the study will answer the survey statements based on the following: 4 for strongly agree, 3 for agree, 2 for disagree, and 1 for strongly disagree. Consequently, the mean of each respondent's answer will be obtained as the result of the study. The interpretation will be determined based on the mean range, which is stated below. Next is design and procedure. The research will be utilized descriptive survey methods of research. Descriptive survey research uses survey to gather data about varying subjects and aim to know the extent to which different conditions can be obtained among the subject. This method is appropriate for the study considering that the purpose is to know if the Cremillo student of the University of Mindanao goes through being bullied and its effect to their self-esteem. In gathering data, the researcher will ask permission from Dean's office for the study to commence, since the face-to-face distribution of questionnaires is risky and sometimes prohibited by different community protocols being implemented due to present COVID-19. The researcher will be identify the qualified respondents in their Facebook account and email address and send them the questionnaire using the Google Drive form. The researcher will ask their classmates to distribute the Google Drive link to prospective respondents. After attaining the desired number of respondents in Google Drive, the researcher will compare and tabulate the data and be subjected to statistical analysis with guidance of a statistician. Then the result will be analyzed and interpreted based on the statement of the problem of the study. For the statistical tools, frequency accounts mean the person will be utilized. The computation of data will be based on hypothesis at 0.5 level of significance.